I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different, and every breakup is different. Work with me, and you'll get professional help on your situation. Just click on the link in the description below, or go to my website, askcraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
Hi there, I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about my ex is still bitter months after our breakup.
Wow.
It happens. In many cases, you're in a situation where your ex is still upset, hurt, or angry at you months after a breakup.
Okay.
And we're going to be talking about that today because, a lot of times we feel really guilty. And if you're in that situation, you're probably really depressed and really beating yourself up.
I bet you are.
Yeah.
Yes, beating yourself up. And you know how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't beat yourself up.
And what makes it rough in a lot of cases is that you're in a situation where you're not contacting them anymore and you just desperately want to reach out and contact them and say, I'm so sorry for what I did. I didn't realize what I did. But we're going to be talking about that. But I have a good email first from somebody that I did an email coaching with. And they were really, I've been meaning to do this email for a while because they were so excited. And I believe I did a Skype with this person too. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I know who it is. We did several Skypes together. And then I did an email coaching for her. And she said, thank you very much, Craig. I read this email after my first visit with my local psychotherapist.
Good.
So she just got a psychotherapist.
Good for her.
After I read it, I felt my soul returning to my body.
Oh my.
She says, a little dramatic, but hey.
Yeah.
I went outside to take out the trash, and I said out loud, I feel so happy.
Good.
This is after she got my email
Wow.
reply. Can you believe that? And that was the first time in a long time that I felt genuinely happy. I've stopped vomiting from anxiety.
Oh dear.
This girl's really nice.
Oh.
And she's really cool.
Yeah.
I liked her a lot. And that's all thanks to you. I have never felt this much support in my life. Everyone is on top of me to make sure that I am okay, and I'm so appreciative of that. I framed your email. It's on my nightstand.
Oh my.
And set as my phone's lock screen image. It's my morning mantra.
You're honored here.
I know.
Coach Craig.
Is that unbelievable?
Yeah.
I am amazed by how well you taught and prepared us. The psychotherapist was blown away by my knowledge, meaning hers.
Yeah.
I think I knew a little bit more than her. You can't be replicated, Craig. I'm so thankful now we have Margaret on board. She cracks me up. She is also so soothing and knowledgeable, a true angel. I had a feeling that it was a jealousy plot, and like you mentioned in one of your videos, jealousy plots do not work for attraction. They will make your ex run for the hills, and that's exactly what I did. I'm very close to a coworker, and he recently informed me that Lenny has been extra nice to him. He has a gut feeling that Lenny is using to get updates about me.
Oh yes.
Lenny treated him indifferent while we were in a relationship because he saw this coworker as a threat. So see, now he's going to this guy and trying to use him. Wow. Lenny is waiting for me to get to my car to accelerate it by me. Very childish. In other words, so he's driving like past her quickly when they leave work just to try and get her attention, like a 17-year-old, right?
Yep.
I feel wrong admitting this, but I live for the day that Lenny reaches out again and I can say, I made this clear with you, but you haven't understood yet. Bye. And she said it in Spanish, so I'm not going to butcher this.
Okay.
Just like he said to me. Thank you so much, Craig, for the advice and for everything that you do. So that is amazing, isn't
Very
it?
nice email. Yeah. You're honored.
She printed it and put it on her nightstand, and she has it on her screensaver.
You're on somebody's
gosh.
door, somebody's screensaver. Wow.
I can't believe that.
I
You know what I
can't
mean?
either.
I mean, that's thank you, and thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, that's great. So we got another question, and this is, I think, a pretty common theme, is that your ex is angry at you after a breakup or from things you did in the relationship. Because let's face it, if you're with that person for any length of time, you probably made a lot of mistakes. Did a lot of things to upset them.
Yeah.
Right? So the question is, hey Craig, I'm a huge fan of your channel. I just found it recently and have been obsessively watching ever since. I have found myself in a situation where my ex is still angry at me and has been for months. Could you talk about why they would still be mad at me for so long and how to handle it? P.S. I can't wait to get your workbook. Alright, for those of you guys that don't know, I have been working on the workbook, hopefully soon.
Yes, I hope so.
And, you know, ideally, I would like to get multiple workbooks out there where basically you would watch particular videos that are, you know, already out there, and then you answer questions that are going to help you reflect. They're going to help you retain the information and also process the information. That's what my goal is with these workbooks, and I think they're going to be really helpful.
Right, because we have time for education, but not for process.
Yeah.
Right.
So, thinking about this, Margaret and I were talking about this, having an ex that's still angry at you.
Yes.
Okay, one of the first things that we thought was, well, it depends upon what you did. Right?
My first question was, how do you know?
Yeah.
Are you still in contact somehow?
Yeah. How do you know that they're still angry at you?
Right.
Well, it depends. Maybe in certain situations you have continued to reach out and they keep trying to explain that they're angry at you, or maybe you're getting some kind of feedback in another way. Friends
I get it. Or your mother-in-law's first cousin told the lady who works in the fruit store. Yeah.
So,
I got it.
However you know, or maybe you're just, your gut is telling you they're still angry because they were angry, and so you assume they're still angry.
And they've refused to talk to you for months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it depends upon what you did. And we were saying it could be something minor and annoying to something really...
Or something really serious.
Yeah, catastrophic.
Or annoying if you spend a lot of time with people you annoy each other.
Exactly. And so, you know, we were thinking about some of those things, and we came up with obviously physical or any kind of mental abuse.
Any kind of mental or emotional abuse, right? Or the silent treatment, which often gets ignored as emotional abuse. Or anything that's really designed to cause you pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be one thing that they might not want to forgive. And they might not want to forgive you because if they forgave you, maybe it meant that they felt like they were obligated to give you another chance.
Right, which
and put
they're
themselves in a dangerous situation where they don't think you're going to change.
And you have to be careful because sometimes people think when you've forgiven them that it's okay, that what they did was okay, and it may very well not ever be okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Another thing that you could have really done to upset them or make them angry, cheating.
Cheating.
Right?
That's a big one and a common one.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah. Some kind of stalking behavior.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys out there, whether you're going to admit it to me or not, you know what you're doing. You're stalking them, driving past their house or their work, and maybe they saw you. Sometimes
women do that as well.
Yeah, sure, they do.
Yeah.
But sometimes they might catch you and they might not say anything. Sometimes they will confront you. Sometimes they may not and just know what you've done. Okay? And if you've done something that intrusive, it's going to scare them. Mm-hmm. Okay?
That's intrusive. In other words, it's a real violation of your privacy.
Yeah.
And that's never okay.
Yeah. Going through their phone, maybe when you were together, another intrusive behavior.
Looking for cheating, basically.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe, you know, you didn't trust them, you were jealous, you were insecure yourself, and they maybe didn't even do anything that you just accused them.
And oftentimes you hear about a double standard. If I cheat, it's okay. If you do, it's the end of the world.
Yeah. Exactly. But how to handle it is really, This is frustrating.
And if it's still bothering you, then you need to do something with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're going to have to process it yourself, right? Because we don't recommend continually trying to reach out.
No.
You know, if this person broke up with you and said, I don't want you a part of my life, we really believe that you have to move forward and let them miss you. You need to leave them alone. And if they want you as part of their life, they're going to come back. And they're going to think about it. They're going to think about you. Everybody gets scared and afraid that your ex isn't going to think about you.
That's never true. We've discovered. No.
They do.
If you were with somebody for a length of time, you never forget them.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to think about you. They're going to miss you. They're going to miss what you had. And they're going to go back and forth with it. Even if they start dating somebody else, they're still going to think about you.
They're going to miss, you hope they're going to miss what you had together.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But what you need to do is you really want to think about their position in the breakup.
Yeah, how does your partner see this? How do you understand that your partner sees this?
Yeah, exactly. How do they see what they're angry about?
Right.
You probably were very anxious and were so self-absorbed that you weren't thinking about their position and what they were angry or upset about. And you have to do that.
It's not always an easy question to ask. I've had to say, well, if I had him or her sitting right here, what would he tell me or she tell me?
Exactly. Yeah. It's frustrating. I did a coaching with a guy the other day, and I really hope he does a coaching with you.
Okay.
Because we were looking at the pieces of the puzzle, and it wasn't adding up as to they were at brunch together, and next thing he knows, she's upset at him, and now she doesn't want to see him. She was kind of vague in the messages about why she was upset, but she just said that she was upset, and she no longer wants to date this guy.
And he has no idea why.
He has no idea why. And when I'm asking him, I'm like, this isn't adding up for me. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I said, go to Margaret, do a coaching, because, and I hope he does, because maybe you'll see something, some piece of information that I didn't get. And that's why, you know,
that's why we refer back and forth often.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because sometimes one of us will see something that the other didn't.
Yes.
And it helps, you know, two perspectives.
But it's hard to have somebody that mad at you and you have no clue. And
he had no clue.
Wow.
Yeah.
The only thing you can do then is give people a list of obnoxious behaviors. Choose one. Because that can often help people. If you give them a list of possibilities, oftentimes they can pick one out, whereas they couldn't come up with it.
And at some point,
on their own.
If your ex does come back, you're going to have to address this problem.
Yes.
And denying it or minimizing it is not going to help you.
And that's very common behavior.
Yeah.
Particularly when you get, I have no idea.
Yes.
Well, what would she say? Well, she might say I didn't listen to her.
Yeah.
She might say I hit her once, but it was really a big accident. The dog tripped me and I fell in her direction and somehow my hand hurt her face. I've heard all of those.
Yeah. Well, you're going to have to agree on the problem.
Yes, because you cannot solve any problem you can't agree upon.
Yeah. And so if you're stuck in your position, it's not going to help you, okay? So if they're angry at you and you're still defending yourself, you're not going to get anywhere. Now, I'm not saying you should do this right away.
No.
This video is for food for thought on long term if they're coming back into your life, okay? Mm-hmm. Because I certainly don't want you to lead with dealing with the problem because that's just going to overwhelm them.
Right.
Okay? But this is something that you're going to have to think about.
Kind of have in readiness.
Exactly.
In your top drawer.
To prepare yourself, okay? Now, think about what you felt the problem was, but you more importantly need to understand what did the other person think this problem is or was.
And you would be amazed if you asked this question ever in a regular conversation or ever. Sometimes you wonder if these people live on the same planet, right? Mm-hmm. What was the problem? I didn't make enough money to keep her happy when in fact she's angry about 10 other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true. And unless you get on that same page at some point, you can't work through it, the problem's going to linger.
Yeah, you cannot solve the problem.
And they're still going to be angry.
So number one, if you're talking about a couple, you have to agree on the problem. Mm-hmm. And you get all kinds of variations there. So what if I say I agree that, you know, I did accidentally hit you that one time when I tripped over the dog. then can we go on because you know it was really an accident? No, you have to own your behavior.
And I just want to make this clear for you guys, because I know there's a lot of conflicting and different advice out there, but Margaret and I really don't believe that in any way should you write them some kind of handwritten letter apologizing for your behavior and how we just don't think it works.
It doesn't.
And in all of my situations, I was thinking about this, I could really only think of one guy who told me many, many years ago he had written a letter and it helped him reattract the ex. Of course, they weren't together again because we were working together, but time and time again, I hear people tell me, I did the handwritten letter, I tried it, they didn't even respond.
Yeah.
Many times they don't respond, many times they're angry, and because you're persisting and they're wanting you to understand that they feel like they don't want to be with you right now.
And they're
why
going
are
to
you
see the
still
letter
thinking
and
about
say,
this?
oh, not again.
Yeah, why are you still
Why is she writing to me now?
And one of the things I think is, why are you still thinking about us? We're done.
Yep.
And so you're going to put yourself in a lot of negative situations by doing this handwritten letter.
And it's not easy to say, you know, I don't know why this relationship broke up. Was it something I did? And if you can get to the point of even saying that, then you're acknowledging a willingness to look carefully and that it may not be the point of view you've had, and that you're willing to take responsibility for whatever it may have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And finally, one of the things that you'll have to come to at some point, and like I said, I don't want you to lead with this because this can overwhelm the person and the other person could be feeling like, I'm done, I don't want to talk about this problem anymore. Why are you contacting me about this problem? Okay, but if you do get an audience,
right?
If they contact you,
with your ex, if they contact you,
is there a solution you can agree upon?
And it has to be sincere. I mean, you could come up with 3 possibilities. I remember sitting with a couple one time about a guy who was always accusing his wife of cheating, which I don't think she ever did. And when she was ready to break up with him, which she eventually did, he said, oh, I didn't understand. I thought it was just an annoyance and it was the end of the world and she was ready to break off the relationship. You didn't listen, you know? You didn't hear it.
Yep.
It was said to you that it wasn't just an annoyance. This woman would be out working, and if he thought the meeting went on 5 minutes too long, he'd be bombing her phone, you know? And that would be embarrassing to her. She'd be in a business meeting.
Yeah. All right, so this is a video that I think you should go back and watch again and think about your relationship and the issues that we're talking about. What is it that your ex might be upset about, and how might you resolve that if you get that opportunity?
Yeah. And I mean, it could be anything from my mother didn't like her to...
could be anything.
Yeah, could be anything.
Sure. But you got to revisit those things for yourself, and even if you don't get the opportunity, you might learn from the feedback that, okay, I've had a pattern with this, and other women have told me this. Other guys have said this
I
to
don't
me.
know why people keep telling me the same thing when it's not true. Well, you got to take another look.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not easy. But I'll tell you what, there's nothing more liberating than owning your behavior and understanding the problem. It's much better than saying, I don't have any idea.
Absolutely.
Even if it's a little negative for you.
Yeah. Sure.
Sure.
Okay, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you want to get our help personally, just go to my website, askcraig.net. You can sign up for email coaching, Skype coaching, and I do offer emergency Skype coaching. Margaret is also available for Skype coaching.
And many of you have signed up, and I'm so delighted.
So you just click on Margaret on the top of my webpage, and then you can sign up with her there. But that's it for this video. I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And we will talk with you soon.
Hi, I'm Coach Margaret, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist with 35 years experience. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me to get professional help on your situation. Go to askcraig.net to sign up for a personal coaching with me.